Hi everybody, today on Poppy Cooks, I'm going to show you how to make a nice home, comfortable, dish to make like on a cold snowy day like it is here in New Jersey. I'm going to make a shrimp bisque. A little lobster shrimp. Alright, just watch. Okay, to start, you need your beer pot, the basis of any good soup. So you need 1 cup of diced carrots, 1 cup of diced celery, and 1 cup of diced onions. Put that in a saute pot with some olive oil, and you're going to saute until the onions are a little translucent. While your mirepoix is sauteing, you need to get your shrimp ready. You need 2 pounds of shrimp. More specifically, you just need the shells. All right, so we're going to separate the shrimp from the shells. Once your onions are nice and translucent, you're going to want to add 1 heaping tablespoon of tomato paste, 1 teaspoon of Old Bay seasoning, and then those shells from your 2 pounds of shrimp. All right, you're gonna let this saute. All right. Also now completely optional, you can add half a cup of brandy or even a cognac, but if you do that, you're gonna want to flambe it. But I don't have any cognac or brandy, so I'm gonna add half a cup of white wine. Again, totally optional, you don't need to do that. We're gonna let this cook pretty much till the alcohol cooks off and the shrimp shells are nice and pink. Just a couple minutes. Okay, once the shrimp shells are all nice and pink, you can see most of the liquid, the cooking liquid's gone. Now it's ready for your broth. If you can find seafood broth, that's awesome. Use that. You can just use water, but I'm going to use vegetable broth. You're going to use 6 cups of vegetable broth. I'm just going to pour that in. All right, and then you're going to let this simmer for about 45 minutes. All right, we're going to pour the rest of the broth in now. Once you get it up to a boil, you're going to want to reduce the heat, so it'll simmer nice, and then just give it a taste, and you want to adjust your seasoning. I added some fresh cracked black pepper, another teaspoon of Old Bay, and some salt. And now we're going to let this cook for, like I said, for about 45 minutes. It's going to be so good. So this has been simmering for about 45 minutes, so now we need to strain it carefully, because you want to get all those shells out of there. That won't make for a pleasant bisque. Bisque needs to be nice and smooth. Once you've got it all strained, you want to add your heavy cream. You want to add about 1.5 cups, but if you add it right into the soup right now, it's going to curdle up and be really gross. So what you want to do is temper the cream by adding a little bit at a time. So what this does is it acclimates the cream to the temperature of the soup. Nobody wants curdled milk. That's just gross. All right. So that should be just about ready. Now we can pour it in. All right. Give it a good stir, and you're going to bring it back up to a simmer. You can smell it already. As it's getting ready to simmer, I pulled out about 1 cup of the soup, to which I added 2.5 tablespoons, of cornstarch, whisked it all together, and now we're going to pour that in. So now we're going to thicken up this soup really nice. Stir that in, and you're just going to keep stirring, and you're going to see how it thickens up the soup. If it gets too thick, you could always add a little bit more water. If it's not thick enough, then add a little bit more cornstarch. All right, let's see how it comes out. So as you can see, the soup thickened up a little bit, not too much. You don't want to make it too crazy, but you can see how nicely it coats the back of the spoon. That's exactly how you want it. That's it. This is ready to serve. You want to adjust your seasoning at this point. I added another teaspoon of Old Bay and a little bit more salt, and that's it. If you want, you could cube up the shrimp that you had from this, that you used because you need the shells. You could throw them in, let them cook, and then serve immediately, or just serve it like this. This is delicious just as it is. All right, soup's on. Enjoy.